So this is my video testimony of God's healing and the greatness that I've had in my life. Hopefully it explains a lot. I can imagine everybody's wondered about all my posts about God and religion and stuff like that, and I've really done it to help make me a better Christian and help spread God's word because he's done such amazing things for me. People have probably seen a couple posts about my health and things that I've overcome, and this is kind of my explanation and the good news I have to share. So in February of this year, I was diagnosed with stage 4 cirrhosis of the liver. For people who don't know what stage 4 cirrhosis is or what cirrhosis is, your liver is constantly repairing itself, and my liver somehow had gotten so damaged that it stopped repairing itself. Stage 4 cirrhosis is the last stage of liver failure. It's when your liver stops repairing itself, and essentially what you're waiting for is a diagnosis of cancer, or that your liver stops, and then hopefully you can get on a transplant list. There is no cure, there's no treatment, there's no way to be healthy. It's just a matter of waiting to see. To kind of put it another way, it's not a diagnosis of being sickness, it's a diagnosis, it's a terminal diagnosis, with the only option being liver transplant for treatment. That was in February. At the time, I had a lot of crazy stuff going on in my life, and it was, being a single dad and having this little guy right here. It was a lot to handle, and it was a lot to deal with. I had faith in God, but I really, didn't have the relationship I do now. And through that, and of course of a bunch of other things that have happened, I really forced me to turn everything over to God and say, God, I have got to trust you to take care of this. This is something that medicine can't heal. It's something that that really, it's only in his hands that I could have been saved and been around to raise this little guy and be a good dad. And that's what I prayed for. And through all the things that have happened, I had an ultrasound, which came back with potential findings for cancer in my bile duct, which is one of the chief issues that happens with cirrhosis between your gallbladder and your bile duct. Have issues there. There was a lot of concern on the ultrasound. They did an MRI to follow up. So I was basically looking at a diagnosis of cancer off of one of the chief complications. I then went in for an MRI, and between the time of my ultrasound and the time of my MRI, I did a lot of searching in the Bible and a lot of connecting with God, and came to terms with what was potentially happening, and really truly for the first time probably completely turned everything over to him and just said, God, whatever it is that you have planned, whether that's me going or that's me getting better, it's in your hands, and including things with him, which was a hard thing to do, to say, I trust you even if I'm gone and he's, potentially in a bad situation. Went in for my MRI. They MRI'd my gallbladder, MRI'd my bile duct, and MRI'd my liver. And everything came back clean, including my liver. So as I had these strange symptoms in my side, this discomfort, which went away just prior to my MRI, God used that to not only clear me of any issues in my bile duct, but also to show me that my liver is fully healthy. The doctors haven't been able to explain it. They haven't told me that I don't have cirrhosis, but the way the doctor put it was they looked at all the results, the normal results of the MRI, using the liver protocol 4, I believe it is, which is what they use to detect cirrhosis with an MRI, which came back normal and clean on all fronts. There was no findings at all. All they kept saying was they can't believe how healthy I am, and the words "you're truly blessed by God" were used time and time again. I imagine they'll have to do another biopsy to totally confirm it, but I don't need any more evidence than that. I can post my medical records online if people want to see it, but it's clear on the results, and it's clear in my medical records that I truly have been healed. I've been terminal sickness, and it's sickness that can't be healed by medicine, sickness that the body can't repair itself. And I went within 2 weeks from the last stages of liver failure to completely undetectable for any type of cirrhosis or fibrosis on an MRI scan, and physical symptoms being gone. And it's all to the glory of God, and it's a path that God's taken me on. I'm so thankful that He's taken me on it, because I went from really having no faith over a course of a year to having complete faith. I went from not just medical stuff, but accident with my vehicle, insurance fraud that happened there, which resulted in, as crazy as it sounds to me, not having a vehicle and not having my vehicle paid off, to my vehicle being repaired and paid off and getting my vehicle back. On top of that, there's a million other things. I now just accepted a phenomenal job, and I'm moving back to New Hampshire next month. And basically everything in my life went from falling apart and bad to me turning it over to God, and He has done not just amazing things in my life, but He's done the impossible. He's healed me. It's a true miracle. It's something that the doctors have no explanation for, other than the words coming right out of their mouth. You are truly blessed by God. That's the way they put it. They said incredibly healthy. They can't believe it, and then I was blessed by God. And so this is my testimony. This is for me to share, and this is to say the power of prayer really does work. And if you turn things over to God, that He really is there. I mean, there's no other explanation that can be given to this. So I'm hopeful that this is inspirational to some people. Hopefully it explains some of the stuff I've been through, some of the posts that you've seen, and it's really opened up a whole new world to me. And I'm hopeful that this is helpful, and that this testimony goes out to more people than just me. And I would encourage anybody to share it who's seeing it, and to share the story as much as you want. And for all the people back in New England, hopefully I'll be in touch with you soon when I move back up there. All right, thanks, and God bless.
Peace out.